Another form of compass bearing is a bearing that is measured from either north or south. Slightly different to the compass bearings that we've seen previously, such as a bearing indicated as northwest or southwest or north of northwest, for example. So it's a slight variation of that. Okay, so if it's a direction other than northwest or north of northwest, or something even in between, we can indicate it in a slightly different way. So another form of compass bearings are bearings measured from either north or south toward the east or the west. Okay, so we're still using the north-south axis as our reference line, but instead of just limiting it to just measuring a bearing from north clockwise, which is what a true bearing is, we can either measure it from north or south, and we can go clockwise or anti-clockwise even. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility, I guess. So as an example, south 55 degrees east means from south, we turn 55 degrees towards the east. So on the compass rose, okay, so I've just indicated it here. So starting from south, okay, let's just move it up a little bit further. Starting from south, we're moving 55 degrees anti-clockwise, so this is toward the east axis until we land here. Okay, so this is the point south 55 degrees east. Now, converting that into a true bearing, okay, we got to measure that from north. So this same direction here, measuring that from north in a clockwise direction, so that's what a true bearing is, that would be 125 degrees. Of course, from north to south is 180 degrees, okay? And so 180 degrees, take away 55 degrees, will give us 125 degrees. So let's have a look at another example. So this is an example that shows 4 points on a compass rose, okay? And the angles are just indicated as such. And we want to write the locations of these 4 points, Q, R, S, and T, from point 0, okay, so there's our point 0, okay, expressed as a true bearing and a compass bearing. All right, let's start. Let's have a look at point Q. Okay, point Q is sitting on the west axis directly. So as a true bearing, that's fairly straightforward. That's just 270 degrees. As a compass bearing, okay, measured from either north or south. Now, we could either start from north and move 90 degrees to the west, start from south and move 90 degrees to the west. So north moving anti-clockwise and south moving clockwise. It actually doesn't really matter, does it? You don't actually write north 90 degrees west or south 90 degrees west. You just write west. That would be it. That would be the compass bearing, which is similar to what we've seen before with the form of compass bearings that uses northwest, west, east. That's what we mean by compass bearings. Okay, that relative to one of these axes. Okay, point R. So point R is 26 degrees. Okay, kind of anti-clockwise from north, isn't it? So as a true bearing, okay, a true bearing has to be measured clockwise from north, so in this direction. Okay, so that would be 360 minus 26. That would be 334 degrees. So what would that be as a compass bearing? Okay, so as a compass bearing from north, we are moving 26 degrees to the west. Okay, what about point S? Okay, so point S as a true bearing, again, measured from north, okay, 90 minus 31 is equal to 59. And we're going to write that as a 3-figure bearing. Okay, so point S, 059 degrees. Okay. Mind you, this S is not south, so I know this letter's occurred twice, but you know, it's just be mindful of that as well. Okay, so what's that as a compass bearing? So as a compass bearing, this is going to be very similar, in fact. Starting from north, okay, we move 59 degrees to the east. So we would write this as north 59 degrees east. Okay, so in this northeast quadrant, true bearings and compass bearings are quite similar. Okay, and the last one, okay, point T as a true bearing measured from north, okay, it's going to be 130 degrees. As a compass bearing, we just relate it to which of the which axis, which north-south axis, or which of the two directions, north or south, is closest. South is the closest. Okay, so starting off from south, we're going to move 50 degrees toward the east. And that's how we work with compass bearings.